I got my channel song in the background, you know what I mean? This was the shiznit. The shiznit back in the day. I almost thought this was a song by In Living Color, but it's not. It's by Faith No More. Very similar style, like it's like rock with a punk edge, you know, a little bit. Anyway. Yes. Okay. So, that being said, without further ado, right? Oh my goodness. Also, happy birthday to the Coast Guard. For those that don't know, the Coast Guard is a branch of our United States military. Some people don't know that, but it's true. What is it? Oh my god, when this song came out, the parents were probably screaming like, my child just keeps saying, what is it? What is it? We didn't have 6, 7 back then, you know what I'm saying? We had other stuff, so it's all good. It is all cash money. Okay? Catch me outside, right? Oh! Right? Where'd that come from, huh? Mm-hmm. What is it? Almost sounds like the little kid on The Shining. That voice he does when he's like, my name is Danny. I'm gonna assume that when he was doing this video that water coming down on him is not like warm water. It's probably like cold water coming down on his long hair in the video. Fun times. I want to say this was like 1989. Let me see if I can look it up. Yep. From the album The Real Thing, 1989. La, la, la. All right. So let's see here. What do the cards show today? Ace of Pentacles starting off. That's a good way to go. Good way to get started. I was doing a little garden harvesting earlier and roasted some peppers and prepped them for the freezer, although I have to say the whatchamajigger that I was using to get them all wrapped up for the freezer, I wasn't apparently using it right because it wasn't vacuuming out the, it's like one of them vacuum seal jobs, so I gotta look up the instructions on that, but I thought I'm going to take a break for right now and do a little reading here. So, 7 of Cups. Somebody could be wanting you to leave your abundance behind and go on some search with them for something that may or may not be there here with this. Because this is saying it's, you know, Nessie the Loch Ness Monster. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'll be right. Like, I'll be right there. Like, what are you talking about? Like, people have been looking for that for centuries. You know, Justice card, Libra. Okay? So, collective, you might be telling this person you don't have time for that. And you might have a higher calling here with this Justice card, okay? 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, so taking that Ace of Pentacles and turning it into the 3 where it's some kind of project, some kind of something, right? Page of Wands. Yeah, again, that's kind of like this. Oh, but let's go over here. It's like this fruitless running around, you know, and you're like, look, I've done that already. You know, I'm not, you know, 15 years old anymore, or whatever, right? 10 of Wands. Dragon. Okay, so you could really be getting tired of this collective. You know, and you might have to kind of tell somebody that, right? Where it's like, why aren't they getting it? I guess is what I want to know. Let's see what's over here. Let's do the cosmic insights today. These are some fun videos, I have to say. I bet they had a blast making these. Somebody put me together. You hear that bass, that like modulating, like Tool does that a lot in their music, which came along later. In case you didn't know. In case you weren't aware. Or in case you just didn't give a crap, right? Whatever. Some people be like, what's all the hootenanny about? What else I got? Yes. Oh, this is the one I wanted today. Yeah, put these back. Alright, so I'm going to get through this cosmic insights and then we'll do some more tarot. Okay. That cat in the video, oh my gosh. Now I don't know. It almost looks like it might have been a cat that was like stuffed. You know what I mean? I think that used to be a popular thing to do before people started cremating their animals. They would, you know, like taxidermy them. You know? Which, you know, not for me. Someone is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. So, collective, you could find yourself in some kind of crowded energy. What was it that Princess Diana said? Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, right? Did she actually sign up for that? I don't think so. I don't think she was too happy about it myself. But, you know, God forbid Prince Charles sets aside his tawdry love affair with frickin' Camilla. Jesus. She's the fucking queen now, if you can believe that shit. Patience. Just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait. So again, instead of going on a fruitless search with this, you know, this is the thing where somebody's like, oh, nothing's coming of this, nothing's coming of this. And so that's why they go and hook up with somebody else. That's why they don't want to wait. That's why they want to go running around and looking for the Loch Ness Monster. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I am not into all of that. You know? So, if you've been in this waiting energy, it's saying here just a few more months. So, maybe there's something that'll kind of, I don't know how you say, turn the corner. Okay? Let's go all the way. Honeymoon. Honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. Okay, so this justice here often It's kind of like the court, you know. So with this honeymoon, yeah, there could be some upcoming nuptials that someone is going to attend if it is not your own, or a honeymoon, okay? What else do we have, please, on the Cosmic Insights deck? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Somebody just popping right out. Ooh, love spell. You've been bewitched. So somebody trying to work their magic on you. You know, I hate to say this, but, you know, just as a warning out there, you know, if you're going out and hanging out with your friends and everything, that's cool. But, like, watch your drinks. Because in these days, like, oh my gosh, some of these medicines and stuff that people have access to are crazy. Like, in college, we were warned about date rape drugs. Even when I was younger before that, you know, my parents warned me about, you know, like, never take a drink from somebody that you didn't see, like, you know, the bartender make, or, you know, whatever. So, you know, I know how some people are like, oh, I'm going to get in the club and I'm just going to wait and everyone's going to buy me drinks. Okay, you can do that. But if you wake up the next day not knowing where you're at, it might be because somebody slipped something in that drink. Okay? I'm just saying. So, that could be the bewitching. You know, and it ain't gonna be something you're gonna be happy about. Confession. Someone has to tell you something here. So yeah, this Page of Wands, again, it's very immature. It's almost like they want to gossip with you, but you know, collective, it's like, if it's gonna be something where it's like you're trying my patience, you're gonna be like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even care. You know, and it could be a confession about this someone else thing, right? You ever heard someone say there's someone else, and it's like, okay. I guess that leaves me somewhere else, right? Gold digger, they want your money being used. Okay. So, yeah, somebody might have some fat pockets, collective, and whoever this is, I feel like they're a little sick of that feeling of being used here with the Ten of Wands, okay? So, and then here is sensuality. Someone is trying to figure themselves out. You know, and sometimes that happens in these gold digger situations, right? It's not, they don't love the person they're with. They're just using them, and then in the meantime, they're going off with somebody else. They're, you know, of whichever sex, right? And sometimes for them, it doesn't matter. It's just about the attention. Okay, so that could be something that this person wants to talk to you about, I guess. And they could be saying like, oh, this person had me under a love spell and all this stuff, and it's like, well, and you could have even warned them, collective. I'm kind of getting that kind of thing, because you started out here with the Ace of Pentacles, like you're not really in the position of being upside down here, whereas somebody else is. All right, so if you're feeling that kind of energy and you don't know where it's coming from, that's why. Okay, yeah, they're singing the Stranglehold right now. Okay, because they're like, man, I thought I really had this, and now they're realizing they're the chump holding the bag, holding the ticket. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you can't have somebody pay for you to do something, right? Like, one time there was a guy that wanted me to come into this club with him, and I didn't use my own money to pay to get inside. I waited outside till he came and paid the door fee, because otherwise I wasn't going in there. I don't hang out in there. It's not my crowd. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, there's a use for money, and then there's being used. You You know what I mean? Some people don't know the difference. Queen of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're feeling very satisfied right now, collective. And this could be one of those things too where it's like you waited for this person to come home and they never did. Because there is someone else in the situation. But I feel like you're still sipping your tea and you're like, well, you know what? That's not going to stop me from drinking my tea and my hot milk before I go to bed. Hell no. Hell no. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Look at that. See? See what pays off? Right, exactly. And then they'll be coming back and be like, oh, well, I was over here looking for the Loch Ness Monster. And you're like, yeah, well, I hope you had a good time. Next. You know, they want to play choke the chicken. You are getting the gold records on the wall. I mean, I don't think I can make that any more clear. Okay? And so that's just it, collective. You had patience with the abundance that you were given and what you were building, and look what you got now, and you're looking good doing it. And they are not happy because they're coming up with a bunch of seaweed looking for the freaking Loch Ness Monster. Okay? Ten of Cups. You know what those folks need to do? They need to come over here on this side of the pond. And they need to go down south. And before they do that, they need to watch that video where that woman says, this is how you tell if they got gators in the water. She's like, come on, I'll show you, I'll show you. She puts her hand in the water real quick. She says, you see how that water's wet? That's how you know you got gators in there. Right? Whereas they're searching and searching and searching for something they ain't never gonna find. You know what I mean? At a certain point, collective, it's like, what kind of fool's errand is this? And is a fool's errand going to get you to a Nine of Pentacles? It sure is not. In fact, it's just going to distract you and make you wait longer, even though you've waited this long already. So you being patient is exactly the thing you need to do. Ten of Cups here. Whoever's getting married, I feel like they're going to have a good time. I think this is going to bring them happiness. All right, so enjoy your honeymoon. And that could be part of your karmic justice, because maybe you were patient. You know, you're building, you're being emotionally mature about the situation, right? And then it's like, oh, look what can happen, right? You know, it's like so many people want a quick fix. Well, how many times do you think that quick fix actually works? How many times out of 10 does the quick fix work and maintain? Okay. So again, you could go on that fool's errand, get out of line, right? And then what happens? You don't just get to come back to your place in line. No. You have to go back to the end of the line. And that's what somebody's not understanding that, but you do, and that's why you're getting this Ten of Cups. It's as simple as that. Seven of Swords. Yeah, so again, honestly, and somebody could have thought that they were going to put something in your drink. And they thought that they were going to get you. You know? And then you were going to be like working for them. And you're like, The higher power had something to say about that. Higher power had something to say about that. So that could be this confession that they want to tell you, is that they were actually trying to do this, which I don't know on what planet you even want to talk to somebody that was trying to do that. You know, and honestly, they're kind of stupid if they're going to tell you that, because you could go and try and press charges on them, right? Just saying. Ooh, yeah, Tower card. So this is hitting them like a literal ton of bricks, okay? I'm also getting this confession here with this tower, like somebody could be confessing to their celly, okay? And it's like, oh man, I wish I had, you know, talk to the collective about it, because the collective has their stuff together and they would have figured this out for me. Now they're in the tower. They don't have anybody to talk to except who else is in the tower with them. And what's not raising back from the dead is any old relationship that you had with somebody who's getting themselves in a tower over and over again, okay? Especially not somebody who wants to Seven of Swords you with some kind of love spell. Like, get real. Get real. Wow, 8 of these swords just don't, yeah. Lover's card on the bottom. So, 8 of Swords, Gold Digger, yeah. And here's the thing too, Claire. I think somebody who was in this Gold Digger energy, they want you to feel all tore up about it, right? But you don't. Okay, and that's why you have the Dragon 10 of Wands card out here, where you're like, I don't really care what they thought. You know what I mean? And yeah, it may have sucked, but you're like, that's not where I'm staying at. And they might be starting to feel like that themselves because you are no longer providing for them. You're no longer rolling out the red carpet. You're no longer answering the phone. You're no longer sending the cash apps or whatever. You're not doing that anymore. Okay? So this Lover's card here, you know, you're ready for somebody who has it figured out. Whereas this person, it says they're still figuring themselves out. They might not know what kind of relationship they want. I've had that conversation with somebody before, a social acquaintance of mine. They were, you know, talking about this person and that person and how there were some situations happening. And I said, I was like, well, is that the kind of relationship you want? And they were like, well, no, not really. And I was like, well, it's like, isn't that your answer? You know what I mean? So again, someone else might be figuring themselves out, and because they have this door open to you, like you're supposed to accept this from them. You don't have to accept that from them. Okay? And it's like you didn't get here to the 9 of Wands, you know, acting like Humpty Dumpty, right? And especially if you're the person that they're coming for the abundance, for the stability. And it's like, you might be finally telling yourself, what do I need them for? There's 10,000 people out there that are better than that person and that might actually give a crap, right? Be in more of a loving type of energy. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to close it out here with some meditation cards. Okay. This is interesting. It's the same group, but like they have a different singer, and I'm like looking for the old singer, and I'm trying to figure out if the old singer is still in the video or not. Anyway. You know how bands are, Gallardo's like, here one day, gone the next. One show I really miss watching, I used to love watching it, was the VH1 Behind the Music, or VH1 Where Are They Now, right? Because, you know, sometimes it'd be like, now they're running their tire business, or now they're a school teacher, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Because, you know, some things are, like I said, you know, it's like you don't want to be going on a fool's errand. You know, you're a mature person. Okay? creation. So you might be creating something, collective. Okay, with this Ace of Pentacles.
Not a TV studio. Josh, turn these lights out.
Healing. So as you step into this patience and getting into your Nine of Pentacles, this is going to be like super healing for you. Yeah, I mean, who's this? Pearl Jam? I mean, look at how Eddie Vedder used to bop around on stage all the time. He doesn't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and he's talked about that. They've all talked about it. He said he used to almost like really hurt himself climbing up the rafters at these concerts and stuff, entertaining people. And look at all the performers like Prince and people like that, you know, they would wear these heeled shoes on stage and doing these acrobatics and, you know, all this entertainment. Well, they were also suffering on the other side, right? Whereas collective, you're not here. You're following your dream, again, into this happiness. Thoughts arrive like butterflies. All right, centering. So collective, if you feel like maybe this person had you under some kind of spell and they lied or whatever and it was interrupting your work, get grounded, center yourself, and focus on what's important. Okay, because for what this message is here, starting off with these pentacles being so strong, I feel like your work is what's important to you now. Not whatever this person has going on that can't even figure themselves out. They don't even know which side of the fence they want to be, you know what I mean? They want to be on. So it's like you being around them isn't necessarily going to change their mind, right? You know, have you ever met somebody and it's like, and then it went nowhere, right? And then it's like, well, okay, I guess they didn't want it, right? Moving on. You don't just keep going back to that person and saying, well, maybe today they'll like me. Maybe tomorrow they'll like me. No, you just, you know, chalk it up to, you know, that's the level of the relationship. And then anything beyond that has to be in a different zone. Okay? So I feel like this centering is going to help you understand that and help you radiate that as well, so people understand that you're not like to be fooled with. Yeah, love, look at that. This is what you're tapping into, and they are in the Tower. And this is one of those things where it's like you might have figured out. So not only you have love, but you have the Lover's card here. So it's like not only did you figure this out for yourself, collective, and you're bringing in the right one, somebody is like in a tower about it. They're not happy about it. Oh, well. Oh, well. You know, they need to go to therapy. They need to go talk to their youth pastor. They need to go talk to a professor. They need, you know what I mean? They need to go talk to a mentor about it. Not worry about what you're doing. Okay, so this confession here too, this could be something that they're confessing to somebody. Like I said earlier, to a celly. This is something that I feel like they might be confessing to somebody else and being like, oh my gosh, you know, look at the collective, and I missed out on that, blah, blah, blah. Look at in the video, he's like hanging from like something here, like a monkey man. Group work. Okay. So, collective, part of this, why you're getting into this spirit of upliftedness and everything, I feel like is because you are, you know, not only your tribe, but your ancestral tribe, your spirit guides, you know, things of that nature. Okay. You know, when I said, you know, go talk to a professor, maybe you're out of school now. Maybe there was a certain teacher that you admired or a professor that you liked and you just like their philosophy on life. So, you know, if you were going to talk to them again, you know, how would that conversation go, do you think? Okay. So take it in terms of that. Okay. where it's not like you have to be sitting in a circle singing kumbaya in order for things to happen in your favor. Okay? And anybody that tells you that you have to do that, they might be running a cult. I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say. Okay? Okay? So, save your money, right? Save your money, Scientologists. Right? Oh my gosh. So new vision. I feel like you have some new eyes on this collective, and this is kind of the thing. It's like somebody else treated you like leftovers, and now they're seeing that you are not. And the vision that you're seeing, now they're starting to see it. Like they're finally waking up. They're finally waking up to see that, like, oh, collective has this going on, collective has that going on. And that could be why they want to come around you and be like, oh, maybe they can help me figure this out since they're the one that has it going on. But you're like, no, I don't want that, right? I think that sometimes is a complaint in the Q plus community, right? Of people that try and dip their toe into, say, an alternative lifestyle because they weren't happy with the life that they had. But, what does that do to the person in turn, right? Who actually is in that lifestyle, who actually understands that, and it's more natural for them, right? So collective, you might also be, sharing some thoughts with some online communities as well, if it's not, kind of in a maybe like a group setting, right? There's all sorts of, platforms now where people can share their stories and things like that. Okay, so yeah, take this new vision, tap into this love that you have here, and really center yourself, because it is going to let you heal. Not only that, but it's gonna be able to let you create what you've been seeing in your dreams. Right? So you're going to be able to take that abundance once again, and it's just going to, it's like a cash register. I'm hearing it. It's just going to be like turning it into that 9 of Pentacles every time, every time, every time, every time. Okay? So you're giving them angels them wings, right? Every time a bell rings, okay? All right. That's all I have for you guys. Please do like the video. Remember, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video, but you sure can become one today. Okay. So these comments in the chat, I wonder, it's like, why did you even join today? But they've been removed. So thank you for those already who have already liked the video. Okay. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.